for the subject of animation in multimedia, a study on class facilitation, student perceptions, and learning achievement. Welcome, Professor North.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to present a small group consultation for the subject of animation in multimedia, a study on class facilitation, student perception, and learning achievement. I come from a University Science Malaysia in Penang. Okay, now it's night here. Okay, so let's start with the abstract. First, we found that the effectiveness of online learning has been discussed in a lot of studies. Okay, online learning is the best way to ensure learning continuity in the era of new norm. So with the COVID's around for some times now, so we found that we have to go to the online learning. Still, there may be some drawbacks, such as lack of human touch, no face-to-face discussion, and less student engagement and interaction. So when we want to teach about multimedia subject, it can be difficult for students with no basic background in multimedia. Okay, this study investigates the facilitation of online learning in multimedia animation by using small group online as an intervention to help online facilitation of the subject multimedia. Okay, the evolution of this online facilitation shows that most of the students needed online resource to be constantly accessible. Learning outcomes should be provided for each lesson, and support also should be given outside class. Okay, I will describe more about this result. Okay, first, let's go to the introduction. So researchers has pointed out that online learning is only effective if students consistently access available online resource, including hardware and software. They added that remote learning cause some issues to students. For example, they tend to disengage and drop out. So several studies has stressed out the importance of institutions to provide proper online facilitation to ensure all learning outcomes are accessible. So let's go to the consultation technique. Consultation is a method of problem solving that is both voluntary and cooperative. Okay, learning consultation is where we practice of offering direction, assistance, and counsels to learners who are enrolled in the courses that we want to teach online. Okay, several researchers has discussed the effectiveness of consultation in learning. It can provide can help students to cope with the lessons and identify, understanding, and complete tasks beyond class hours. So consultation by previous study has proven effective in reducing stress online in online learning during the pandemic. However, we found that if we go to the small group consultation, we can investigate if this is better when we focus on the small group. So what is the small group learning? Small is a group learning activities refer to the tasks done during the learning process in which we give the student, we allocate the student in small group, and then we give some mutual goals for them to achieve. Okay. According to Wang, this method has been widely applied in educational research and has attracted constant attention from researchers. So let's go to a little bit about Malaysian context. We found that maybe this is true to some countries also. Some students actually have financial situation where there are family support issue, poor internet connection, and some where we have time zone disparities among the critical reason where sometimes the online learning cannot be done. I also have some students from another countries that we have to teach. So sometimes the online learning cannot happen smooth. Okay, many students from low socioeconomic background could not afford to purchase a laptop or tablet for education. Okay, so now I'm going to discuss who is the target participant in this study. The target participant is the student that enroll in teacher education program, TESOL, which is the teaching English to speakers of another language. Okay, in Malaysia, is offered in 5 educational institutes. So in this course, the student took the Bachelor of Education, and they have to attend and pass the multimedia course as their minor subject. So for students that have no multimedia background, they have also to enroll this class. So we found that they have some difficulties during the learning. So when we talk about online learning, there are 4 types of online learning. First, lecture can be pre-recorded and then upload to offline or online. Second, the student can upload the assignment or quizzes online. Third, the group discussion or project can be conducted online. And lastly, some learning material can be can be shared using learning management system. So I think this is applied to a lot of countries also. So this is the most 5 common type of learning in online learning. So therefore, we want to achieve this objective in this paper. First is to determine students' perception of the facilitation of online learning. Second, to measure the effectiveness of online small group consultations towards the learning achievement, and to determine a student perception in using small group consultation as a teaching method in online learning. Therefore, we applied mixed method where we do the qualitative and it's a quantitative study where we provide a questionnaire and we also assess their learning achievement. Okay, so the total of the students involved in this study is 123 students. They are from the 3rd semester that enroll in the multimedia animation course for 2 semesters. So this study ran for 2 semesters. Okay, so what we measure in this study is first, what are the student perception of the learning multimedia animation authoring via the online method, and are there a significant difference in learning gain between the control group and the group that learn via consultation. Third, what is the perception of the student in learning using the consultation technique? Okay, so we divide the group into 2, which is first the control group, and the second one is the experimental group. Okay, the control group learns using the online method for the whole semester, where and then we do the teaching and learning 3 hours weekly. Okay, we use Webex and we use 1 hour tutorial and 2 hours of lecture. For the experiment group, we give the lecture 7 weeks to teach everything, and then another 7 weeks for one-to-one consultation. So it's a small group consultation. So the first group is the what we call the control group, where we learn using online learning with tutorial and lecture. And the second group is where we do a one-to-one consultation after we have delivered all the learning material. Okay, so each group in the experimental group attends a 1 hour consultation to learn the practical method in a small group of 3 or 4 students. So each group was allowed to ask and learn step by step with the lecturer. Okay, so this is how we do it. We divide into 2 groups. Group 1 learn via online method for the whole semester, and then another group is from small group consultation for 7 weeks. Okay, the remaining 7 weeks is by delivering all the material to them. Okay, and then we use online facilitation questionnaire, and then we evaluate the student project, and then we do the data analysis, and that's the end of the project. Okay, what is the result? Okay, first, in group 1, then we can say that is distributed evenly. In group 1, the number of male respondents is 11 and 50 are female. In the second group, there are 9 males and 53 are females. And for your information, most of the education training course in Malaysia are a majority are female. Okay. all the students in age between 20 and 24 years old. They for educational background, they all enroll in the same course and pass the specific requirements for the course. So basically, they are the same. Okay, they are homogeneous. Since the start of the pandemic, all students learn online for all programs since the university was closed. Okay, first, we want to know the perception of the student of the online learning for multimedia animation authoring. So we adapt the instrument from Birch 1995. Okay, this instrument is to identify several responsibility for the online facilitator, which can aid in determining what is required for one of the for the consultation. So from the questionnaire that we distribute, so this is the result. So most of the students, I just read the result here. What we can conclude, majority of the student, which is like nearly 30% of them, stated that lecturers should check all the resource, activity, and links to be working before class to be accessible to the student. This may sometimes we take for granted these things. As I myself also have not checked all the links. So the student wanted the lecturers to check all the resource and the link should be function before you start the class. And then most of students wanted a lecturer to provide behind the screen support using email or maybe some other method to always communicate with the student. Okay, so that is what we found from this study, from this survey. And when we asked another group, also they wanted much the less the same. Majority of them also wanted us to always check the link they give to them. And then in this group also, they want a teacher to always provide behind the screen communication. Means that both of the group wanted the lecturer to always communicate with them in a lot of medium. Okay, so and then we want to measure what is the difference between the two groups in terms of their learning achievement, which is better in doing their animation project. We must remember that they come from the same knowledge. So what happened if when we test these two groups, we found that the group one that learn using the online method without consultation technique has a statistically significantly lower test result compared to group 2. So we found that the group 2 that learned with the small group consultation has higher test result than compared to the control group. Okay, and then the third one, we want to know the perception of the student in using the consultation method. And most of the students wanted that stated that the appropriate amount of time for a consultation is like 50 minutes. Okay, we may take for granted this information. Some of us may do a class more than 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, but according to studies and from my experience in these two groups, a lot of students can only concentrate like less than 60 minutes. After that, they will lose their focus. Okay, so what so from the survey also, we found that 67.8% prefer the consultation class to replace the standard online teaching method. And most prefer just 30 minutes of small group consultation. So they want 1 hour of tutorial, 1 hour of lecture, and then 30 minutes of small group consultation. That is more effective for them. Okay, so when we investigate further, we found that student needs to prepare beforehand so that consultation can go smoother and take lesser time. Okay, if you want to do the consultation technique, we must need the student to prepare earlier before the consultation to happen. Okay, if not, there will be some issue. Okay, and most of them found that the consultation is good and beneficial for the student. Okay, so they said that maybe a workshop of or few class can be provided first about how the software, how the animation software works, and then we go with the small group consultation. Okay. Okay, both group from the survey agree that the goals, timeline, deadline, and timetable should be established for each learning activity. Okay, so what I found that both groups agree that the instructor or educators should provide support in learning that can be done via simple email or message from time to time. Okay, I know this subject of online learning has been discussed a lot, but sometimes we miss the simple item in most of our teaching. So that maybe we miss that we have not deliver some support to the student after class, which is they need the most. Okay, so that they can build motivation to do online learning, so that the learning facilitation can happen smoothly. So to the conclusion, okay, the small group consultation method for online learning is show that the technique can significantly improve student learning achievement and get positive feedback. We can see from the result of their project, they are better than the group that just received online learning. Okay, instructors can benefit from small group consultation to assist the student to receive the professional development they need to improve the teacher and gain fresh viewpoints from the classroom. Okay, I think what I can conclude from this study is that we always have to what we can do is that we do like 16 minutes of tutorial, and then we provide like 30 minutes of small consultation to get better learning experience to the student. And then we must always provide support for the students so that the online learning can run smoothly. I think that's all. Thank you, Prof.